I think it's only fair that we do a full recap before I show you guys the final result. This year I decided that I was going to build a haunted forest in my home. I gathered my materials because the first thing I wanted to build was a lightning cloud. I am using poster boards and polyfill, and I'm using the Govee lights. Now I know I've said this before, but I do wish I had gotten the 100-foot length instead of the 50-foot length. Once I got all of the lights up onto the ceiling, that's when I started to stick all of the polyfill onto the ceiling. This was the hardest part of this entire journey. But thank goodness I had my husband there to help me put up all this cotton because he was the only one that could reach the area that I couldn't reach, and having the two of us work on it went by so much faster. It took me about 3 days to make it look like this. Super cool, right? Then I decided I was going to put up the first tree right underneath it. It was hard reaching some areas, so I had to take a short breather and draw all the designs on the pumpkin so that I could get ready to carve them out. And then when my son got home from school, him and we decided to work on them together. This took me about 3 hours to cut out all the pumpkins to look like this. When I finished hanging up all the pumpkins, I decided, you know what? I'm going to add a second tree. Then I had my beloved help me hang up the pumpkins. I love the way it looks because it looked like this. With all of it together, it looks phenomenal. I did add a pile of pumpkins at the end of my staircase, and seeing them all together seriously blew my mind. I am so proud of myself. I can't believe that I created this. The next day, I decided I wanted to add a few more decor pieces, one of them being spider webs because I found a bunch of bags left over from last year. I did add some spiders to the wall as well. Once I finished with those, I did order some fog machines, and I was playing around with those to see what they would look like. It took me a minute to figure out what I liked and didn't like, but this is the first test that I did, and I really like the way that it looks. However, it's not giving that spooky fog feel that I'm trying to go for. I was hoping that it would give off a dry ice feel, but to me, this just looks like I'm trying to send a smoke signal to my neighbor. Then I looked it up that I actually need an ice chiller, and I wasn't going to buy one, so I DIY'd one. And surprisingly, it worked out really well. And this is exactly what I was going for. It looks spooky, it looks haunted, it looks awesome. Now, how did I make my DIY ice chiller? That box is completely filled with otter pops because I don't have enough ice. So let me show you what it looks like at night. Now, I do have to tell you, the lights in my pumpkins did die, so I do need to replace those. But either way, it looks fantastic. I'm very impressed. Then my husband and we decided, you know what? Let's see what it would look like if we took it upstairs. Once we turned it on, it was giving me exactly what I was wanting. I wanted it to drop and fall and be very spooky and beautiful. It was seriously the coolest thing ever. Now let's zoom out and turn the lights off because boom, baby, it looks even better. This is exactly what I wanted. Now imagine if the pumpkins were lit. It's definitely giving Insidious vibes, so I need to go get new lights for my pumpkins and then I'll redo this final result.